Hello, hello, all my Facebook friends. So, Sensei Victoria Whitfield here from naturalintuition.com, and this is day one of 45 Live. Shout out to you, Wanda Tarini, for welcoming me into this as an idea. You know, for me personally, I have to admit, I have a lot of resistance to this. Like, I want to begin on that note because holy moly, am I already doing a lot of content generation. Like, if y'all have worked with me or are in my Entrepreneur Master Manifestors Facebook group for any amount of time or have been on my email list, etc., you know I have no problem coming on camera. But to do it for 45 days straight, I literally had to take like half an hour, like thinking, and I've had this open for half an hour thinking, what do I actually want to do for 45 days? Like what, in addition to the podcast, in addition to the clubhouse rooms, in addition to the launches, the live streams, the interviews that I'm doing, in addition to the newsletters, in addition to all of like the Instagram posts. The Instagram's like not letting me post video for some reason, but like what am I going to do and talk about for 45 days in addition to this? And then wham, my spirit guides hit me with it. 45 days of gratitude. 45 days of gratitude. Especially at the end of my work day, or even if it's just like 60 seconds of gratitude. At minimum, 60 seconds of gratitude for the next 45 days. And that is what will be my commitment. Even though I'm bringing the resistance with me because I'm very visible. I'm used to being very visible and excited to get to go past the edge of my comfort zone. Because Wanda's already on friggin' day 15 or something. If you aren't following her, by the way, Wanda Toro Tarini, rocket fuel for business. Incredible, incredible work that she does. But so she's already much farther along on this. So why am I so resistant? It's interesting. So I'm going to sink into 45 days of gratitude, and this will be my first one. By the way, if you're coming along with me on the journey, you can put hashtag live or hashtag replay as you are watching, just so I know like who's watching and when, and it helps me to ground, to know who's with me. Journey. It's kind of like going for a walk in a forest and then wanting to know who are you walking with, who else is in the forest with you. So that's why all I ask is you put hashtag live or hashtag replay below so I know who's journeying with me. So, by the way, this says enjoy the journey. So I'll drink to that. This is water. So what am I celebrating? Well, for one, I'm celebrating first and foremost that this is my birth month. And I'm so excited for March. I love March because it was the month that I was born in. And years ago, I implemented celebrating all month rather than just celebrating on the day or the neighboring weekend. It's like, okay, I've gone through another transit around the sun. I'm so intrigued, like, to not just, park this into one day, but instead let it be a month. So it's one thing that I'm celebrating. And it's interesting that this March, this month in particular, my transit around the sun, I'm receiving more support than ever. So that is something that I'm celebrating as well. I have an incredible team, and I'm becoming more and more aware of how awesome my team is that is supporting me. I think my team has passed 30 people now that are all like directly making an impact on me and my work, and my health and how I get out in the world. So it's really cool to like, oh my God, I have over 30 people like helping me where in the world, but they're all virtual, right? So it's interesting to just have that as a concept. I think as I celebrate that right now, and by the way, I'm going to be emotionally processing on camera. So like this is stream of consciousness. But as I realize that, I really think I want to make a vision board to represent all of the people on my virtual team so that I can just really see them all in one spot. By the way, if you're watching #live, put #live, or if you're watching on the replay, put #replay so that I know to heart you and love up on you. Because I know as you're watching on Facebook, you can press the heart button, but I'm not able to do that unless you comment below. So I love knowing who's journeying with me. What else am I celebrating? I'm celebrating that so far I've lost 30 pounds, and that's thanks to one of my team members, like helping me get my, yay, hi Julie, mwah, love you. Julie is another one of my team members. Like, I'm so celebrating. We got the paperwork done for Brian today, celebrating that. That's amazing. And also celebrating just hanging out with you. I love you so much. It's so good being friends with you. By the way, celebrating this tan. All right, now this lighting is like showing every piece of this tan that I got in Florida over the weekend. So yeah, I'm really, the more that I celebrate thinking about all of the love and support that I'm receiving this month, this transit around the sun, right? This March, out of all of the 30-something marches that I've experienced in my lifetime thus far. And yes, I'm a 30-something. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm so receptive to compliments. Thank you, Julie. I feel gorgeous. I really do. Yeah, from my head to my toes. Meow. Yay. But this March is so interesting to see me absorbing so much more of the support that I've gathered. Was it Brooke? Brooke said, I'm a people collector. And I would say I'm a people collector as well. But I am, for some reason, this month in particular, receiving my people. And I am curious to see what's going to happen as I open to that. And let's see, one more celebration, because I gotta save it. I have 45 days of this, y'all. To like, well, that's interesting. Can I process that as well? Of feeling like I have to save my celebrations because there's not going to be enough to go around for 45 days. I'm going to own that limiting belief. How about that? How about them apples? Yeah, no. So rather than holding back, I just want to celebrate a day of just being appreciated. Being appreciated. And getting to show my love for the people who are supporting me. I am so grateful for that. I'm celebrating as well that, yeah, I'm not going to hold back on my celebrations. No, there's plenty to go around. Oh my gosh, every day is like, I don't have enough time to be up in here praising God, but I'm going to try. What else? Celebrating that the podcast that used to just be something like you suggested to me, Julie, would used to be like, oh, something's never gonna happen. Now we've passed 172 episodes recorded. Like, that's crazy. Celebrating that. Gosh. Celebrating systems and automations that I didn't put together, but instead that my team did. It's like, you have no idea how much my cheeks hurt from smiling all day, celebrating that my cheeks hurt at the end of the workday from smiling. What else? What else do I want to celebrate? Well, Yeah, I'm starting to feel complete around the celebrating right now, and I want to transition to something I got asked today that I wanted to close out my first live here of these 45 lives around delegating. Around delegating. So, like, okay, I got asked, how is it that you have a team supporting you and doing all of the stuff? Like, is it really you posting all the time? I mean, it's me right now. Hello. Like, live on Facebook right now. But is it really me going in and posting on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, Meetup, Active Campaign, in VCita, on Pinterest? Is it really me doing all that posting? No. Is it really me up in Canva making all of this stuff? No. Is it really me uploading all of my podcasts and transcribing them word for word? Absolutely not. Like, how? So I got asked today of, like, how do you delegate? How do you know what to delegate? And I personally, by the way, if you don't know what I do, I help entrepreneurs create a stress-free business and stress-free business lifestyle. And so, delegating is one of the hardest things, I have to say, that I have ever had to do. And it's like, this is like my spiritual practice. My devotionals is figuring out what the heck am I going to delegate, and how, and to whom, and how often, and how much of it am I willing to let go. One of my coaches would say, I'm a control enthusiast. And I was like, girl, I resemble that comment. Yeah. So I got asked that today from one of the peeps that came, Brooke, by the way, who came to meditation tonight. Like, I lead weekly meditations on Zoom just to ground and clear the energy of entrepreneurs who are looking for that as like a standard operating procedure. And so how I lead my meditations is not just taking you through, like, envision the water and the sun and relaxing and deep breathing, but we also get into a little bit of back and forth conversation and masterminding in addition to meditating. And so I started sharing around delegating, but I didn't really get to say this. And so I wanted to park it in this 45 live check-in here. One of the things that helped me the most with starting to delegate was taking a principle that I had studied in Reiki and applying it to my business lifestyle. So again, I took a principle that I had studied in Reiki, which is a natural energy therapy, and it essentially brings you into a healer's way of life. I took one of those principles. There are 5. If you don't know the 5 Reiki principles, I'll tell them to you in a sec. But I took one of those and I applied it to my business lifestyle. And that really helped give me the insight and peace of mind to start delegating in a way that is in alignment with me as an individual, and that was compassionate to my energy, but specifically because it was grounded in those spiritual principles. And that principle was, just for today, I will not be angry. Now, there are 5 total Reiki principles, such as, just for today, I will not be angry. Just for today, I will not worry. Just for today, I will be honest. Just for today, I will be kind. And just for today, I will be grateful. And these are like principles to live by, right? And Reiki is a system for natural healing, so it's energy healing, right? And for relaxing the mind and body. It doesn't really apply to business unless you decide to make the application or to connect the dots, which I did. As someone who's studied Reiki extensively and continues to and practices it and has for over a decade now, professionally, full time, I wanted to bring more of the Reiki mindset to my business. And so I was like, okay, just for today, I will not be angry. So how can I bring this principle to my business? Here's how I did it. I asked myself, what are all the things that piss me off about being in business? What are the things that annoy the crap out of me? What are the things I just can't stand about owning a business or having to do this, like, this administrative thing? I just made a list of what are all the things that I'm tolerating that are annoying me, right? And are triggering me or frustrating me the most. And I made a list of them. And did you know, the more that I listed those out, the more I started finding things that could be delegated. And so how I made that leap, though, is taking that list and looking at it and say, is there anyone on the planet who would love that? Instead of hate it, right, or feel a frustration, anger, tension, exhaustion in looking at this list, is there anything on this list that would turn somebody else on the planet on? Turn them on. To be like, oh my God, I'd love to do that. I'd love to do your books. I'd love to do your social media posting at this time on this regular basis this many times a day. Oh my God, it would be amazing. Right? Or I'd love to edit your book. I'd love to do these follow-ups or so, whatever detailed work that I'm not uniquely brilliant at. I'm an excellent administrator when it's not for me. Right? When I'm somebody's executive assistant, I will blow them up. I've 10x'd other businesses before. But when it comes to doing some certain types of things, certain types of administrative-y things or researchy things or all this, it gets me frustrated. Maybe I wouldn't say it pisses me off, or it would annoy me. It would take the wind out of my sails of, like, I'm creative flow, and then I have to do this. So that for me was how I got started, right? Journaling my way into delegating effectively and finding out, what do I delegate? I used a Reiki principle to base my mindset, to really center and ground my mindset on, okay, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to hand off. This is what I'm going to take to a conversation with a potential VA or assistant or somebody and say, can you help me with this? Or this is something that's taking up a lot of time and energy. Is this something you could help me with? What do you think? Right? Or here's how I do it. Is there a way that you can do it better? That kind of conversation. But without that list in the first place, all I could do is try and Google what somebody else says, right? Or go into a book or a podcast or a YouTube or an article somewhere and look at what somebody else says I need to delegate in my business. But when I would do that, I found through experience personally that it wasn't as satisfying a release. It's like, okay, I delegated what they said I should, but why do I still feel frustrated? How I run my life and business is, by the way, as a recovering codependent, this is huge, what I'm about to say. How I run my life and business is this. What matters most is how I feel. Because I am wired to feel other people's feelings, to serve other people. I'm wired to not be concerned with myself. I am also, it's like something that I've been taught unconsciously by so many people and organizations throughout my life, that it's become a blueprint of how I feel doesn't matter. Whereas with this, finding what's the type of delegations that serve me, in my unique energy. I had to connect to what matters most is how I feel. Okay, these are the things that bother me or make me angry or frustrated or annoyed. Here's all the things that I'm tolerating, draining my energy like that. Writing that out and looking that after I write that out as a list of asking this question. What if there was someone who would absolutely love to do that? Yeah. What if there's someone out there who would... And so, of course, I screwed it up many times. Are you kidding me? Ugh. I could write a book on how not to delegate. Maybe I will. I don't know. You tell me, should I write that book? What would you suggest? Right? But, oh man, I failed so many times that I'm able to fail less times because I failed so many times. Right? Okay, got that out of me. Yep. Don't give everyone your passwords and logins right out the gate. Got that. All right. Got the t-shirt, got the dings and the scars and the thousands of dollars lost because someone looks trustworthy and then in practice can go a little bit of a different way for whatever reason. So I got that one. So allowing screwing up multiple times though is why now I have a team of over 30 people that are freaking awesome and trustworthy and rock stars at what they do and who are loving and happy and positive and all of that. Like, I had to walk through the fire first of doing things crappily and making a mess in order to get to this part of my journey. Can't say that, I've mastered delegation. Yeah, okay, no. But at the same time, I'm a little further ahead than I once was, and I have enough experience to get to answer, another sister in business when she asks, like, how do you know what to delegate? That would be what I would say. Take a Reiki principle, such as, just for today, I will not be angry, and apply that to your business lifestyle in the form of a question of, what are all the things that are annoying me in my business? What would it be like if I didn't have to be annoyed by them anymore because someone else was helping me with it? Food for thought. So, by the way, I'm curious, right? This is Facebook. This is Facebook Live. So this is interactive. I'm very aware of this. This is not YouTube, in case you've forgotten. And I see that there are 2 of you watching right now at the current live streaming of this video. So if you are watching live, again, put #live if you're watching live so I know to love you up. And who's journeying with me, put #replay, again, if you're watching on the replay so I know to love you up as well. And to thank you and acknowledge you for being awesome and journeying with me. But I want to ask you now, because the awesomest part about Facebook is that this is a 2-way conversation. It's not just YouTube or TV where you can be picking your nose and staring at me. I want to have a conversation if I'm going to be up in here for 45 days straight of okay, so my question is this. What's your relationship with delegating? And also, what are you celebrating? I want to know. Give me some celebrations. Give me 3. 3. At least 3. What are you celebrating today in particular? And also, what's your relationship with delegating? Are you hell no kind of a gig? Do you not know what delegating is? Is that not allowed because you don't work for yourself, or you wish you could delegate some stuff, if you're a school teacher, etc.? Or is that not allowed even though you are a business owner? Because that's weak. I gotta do it all myself. I'm a strong, independent, llama kind of gig. If that's you, I'd be curious, what's your flavor. Where are you at? Julie says, I love delegating. Yes, you do. You have been one of the biggest teachers for me over the years of learning how to get better at letting people help me, because Goddess, Julie, you're a rock star. And you're like, I think I need help with this. Let me ask somebody. Let me find somebody. Your energy has really been a healing presence for me, sister. And I want you to know that I'm grateful for you. And because of your healing presence in my life, of you being very enthusiastic about asking for and openly receiving help, right, and connecting the dots, that in that way, it's really helped me to get better at that. And as an extension, you have helped me help more people, because I've gotten all of that, like, stuff that I don't have to be doing off of my plate. I'm so grateful for you. Mwah, you are so welcome. And I'm so grateful for you. Yes, I couldn't agree more. It's amazing to be in the presence of experts and rock stars and people who are specialists and amazing at what they do. And I love everybody owning their lane, right? So that's so calming, of like, oh, I don't have to be amazing at everything. I don't have to control everything. I can just rock at this one thing that I know I've been made for. Yeah. So grateful for it. So grateful for you, Julie. And to everyone, so grateful for you journeying with me. I'll have another swig of water drinking to that. Mm-hmm. By the way, hot water is my favorite thing. I drink it all day, all year. Love it. Yes. We had an amazing call. I'm so grateful for your help and your friendship. I love you too, Julie. So for everyone, tell me, if you're watching on the hashtag replay, what are you celebrating and what do you feel about delegating? I'm literally just curious, because this is going to be a 45-day conversation about what's going on. And I'm happy to get to know you better as y'all get to know me better, right? Because we're journey partners in this. So I think I'll tie this up the same way that I end every one of my podcast episodes, with this closing mantra of please. Remember to enjoy the journey. Do not lose your glow as you grow in life and business. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now, tribe.